To many of us who pray, but deep down we already have a person in mind who we expect to help us. Well, this is very dangerous because people will always disappoint. But when you depend on God, God will choose right helpers that will be able to help you, even the ones that you do not expect. Emily, today I want to talk to you about depending on God and not on people. Idolatry is not just about worshipping idols or images. It's also about putting your hope and your trust in people instead of God. Yes, God can use women and men to help you, but we need to allow God to be the one who will choose the person to help us in that specific season. If we do this, our lives will not be filled with disappointments. When we go to the Word of God, we see God using the least expected to help his children. When we go to the story of David, when he was running away from Saul, it was those that were in debt, the broken and the distressed that followed David. But God transformed those same broken men to become mighty warriors. When we go to the story of Elijah, during the time of drought, Elijah was not sent to the king, but he was sent to a widow. When he found the widow preparing for her last meal so that she and her son can just die. But Elijah spoke the word of the Lord to the woman, and they both experienced the miracle of the Lord because they never ran out of the oil and the flour. What this teaches us is that when God chooses a divine helper for you, the divine helper will also find his or her blessing in helping you. When we go to the New Testament, during the time of Paul's conversion, we see the Jews plotting to kill Paul. But God used the believers to help Paul to escape. We also see God using a woman called Lydia to open her home for Paul's ministry. What this also teaches us is that God can use people to provide for us, to protect us, as well as to advance our calling. So what does this mean for us? Number one, it means that we need to put our trust in God and God alone. We should not compromise our values in order to get the favor of men. We also need to be open to the uplifted people or the overlooked people, because God can use either. In God's timing, God will send the right helpers for us, and they'll willingly help us because God would have put it in them to be the divine helpers for us. If this word has blessed you, share it with someone who might need it. And always remember, your help comes from the Lord.